What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Smooth152. And I know I ain't been here in a minute because I was dealing with a little health issues and things like that. But your boy is back. You already know what it is when you see my face on the screen. And I'm back with a new series. And it's called Tales from the Cell. And this series is about my wild life as a youngin' growing up, getting in a lot of trouble, going to the precinct, going to the county, then eventually taking my motherfucking ass down that road to the prisons. So yeah, it's gonna be a motherfucking handful, and we gonna see if y'all take this ride with me. So go ahead and grab your wine, your little snacky snacks, your little blunts, your little cognac or whatever you doing. Sit back and enjoy my ride. You know what I mean? Let's get to it. So this story takes place back in 9-4. Well, like 9-3, 9-4. And I had got locked up for possession of cocaine, things like that. I had a hell of a lot of shit in my pocket when it ran down on me. And I was coming out the store and didn't realize that the jump out boys was already outside and had the whole block hemmed up right there. So when I stepped out, I just got snatched up. Yo, come here. Nigga, what the fuck? I just come out the store. What the fuck is y'all doing? So he's like, yo, we seen you run up in the store. Nigga, I didn't even know y'all niggas was out here. So what you mean y'all seen me run up in the store? I've been in the store for the last 20 minutes getting my food. See, I got a sandwich in my hand. So he was like, nah, you seen us coming and you ran in the store and you bought a sandwich to play it off. And I'm like, bro, I don't even know what you're talking about. Let me go. So he's like, nah, get your ass up against this motherfucking wall. Hold on tight. All right, cool. So I'm like, damn, I know I'm going down. I at least got about 30 bottles in my pocket. So I know I'm trapped off like, damn. So he goes to searching and I'm moving and shit like, he's like, what you moving for? Bruh, I'm gonna save you the problem. It's in my pocket right there. Go ahead and pull that shit out and just lock me the fuck up and just go ahead. Yeah, like, oh, you just gonna tell me where it's at? I'm not gonna lie to you. You got me. You know what I mean? I came out the store, walked right into y'all niggas. I ain't know y'all was out here like I said. So he's like, what pocket? I said, the right pocket. He stuck it in the right pocket, took shit out. He's like, damn, you holding the whole shit. Yeah, you know, but like I said, if I know your niggas was out here, I would never came the fuck out the store. So he locked me up, put me in the car, and took me to East Orange Precinct and shit. I'm trying to see if I can show you a comparison. Alright. Cause when we got to the precinct and he dropped all that shit down on the table, everybody in the precinct that was in that room with us turned around and looked at what he dropped on the table. And they're like, how many people you got that off of? It's like, nah, it's only one person that came off of this. So he's like, who? He's like, him right there. Put him in that holding cell right there. So they put me in the holding cell, took the handcuffs off, and he's writing up the report. So as he's writing up the report, I'm standing in the cage. He asking me all these questions and shit. So when he was writing the report, I heard him say 20s and Doms. And I'm like, 20s and Doms? Yo, that's Doms and Nicks right there. He was like, what? I'm like, yeah, them ain't no 20s and Doms. He's trying to give me some more time for the more shit I got. He's like, nah, what is this? And he picked up the big one. It was like a SS-45, some big shit, jumbo fat shit like this big. And he picked up the other one. And he's like, this ain't no 20. I'm like, nah, that's a dime. He's like, that's some big shit. Boy, you getting some money out there. And he said, this is your dimes. I'm like, that's my nicks. He was like, these look like dimes. Yo, this whatever, bro. But them ain't dimes and them ain't 20s and dimes. Them dimes and nicks right there. So we typed up the shit and took me in the back. And here comes the crazy part. If y'all ever been locked up before, y'all should know. If you ever get bagged on a Friday, you ain't going nowhere until Monday. My lucky was a fucking Friday. So I'm stuck in this bitch for the weekend. I go to court. I get a bail. 2 days later, I'm bailed out. Boom. I go to court. They wasn't trying to hear what I was saying. Trying to put me in a drug program, all types of shit. Gave me a fine and fucking a year, 2 years probation or some shit like that. Knocked that shit out. Now, in the process of me going to probation, I'm still out here doing what I'm doing. I'm still going 100 miles of running. Still doing me. So, one day, I'm coming out this building. I just made a sale. And as I'm coming out the building, cops ride past. So, this building is on Grove Street. And behind this building is a park called Oval Park. So, what I did was, I turned around when I see them ride past. I turned back around, went back inside the building, jumped in the elevator, went to the basement, and came out the back door and cut through the park. Now, you may say this sound crazy, but I was a wild boy. Like I said, I used to walk around with my whole stash in my pocket. Like, well, not the whole stash, like about maybe 40, 50 bottles in my pocket. Just walking around with the shit instead of just stashing this shit running back and forth. No, I shit in my pocket, make easy access, here you go. Oh, so I'm cutting through the park, going to an eating place. Why? Soon as I step out the park, crossing the street towards the Puerto Rican store in the corner, these niggas ride by. And I don't think dude saw me right then and there, but I ran across the street, ran up in the store, and I got two Dutches, turned around and walked out the store. Thank goodness that my cousin lived in the building next to the store. So when I seen him at the light down there, busting a U-turn to come back under the bridge to come back up where I was at, I walked to the building and ran in the building, rang the doorbell. Nigga buzzed me in just the motherfucking tongue because I heard the door close. Doof, doof. These niggas done jumped out, ran up in the store. So I'm going upstairs to the cuz house. I get upstairs, I'm like, yo, you saved these like a motherfucker. He's like, wow, look out your window. The nigga look out the window, he's like, yo, the boy's outside. Who they looking for? Me. The niggas rolled past me across the street, come out the park. The niggas rolled past me. Phoom. Bust the U-turn under the bridge at the light and came back. And when I seen him making the U-turn, I came to the building. Came up, rang the doorbell. He's like, nigga, what you got on you? I got like 5 clips on me. He's like, nigga, you crazy. Nigga, I'm just coming out the spot. I ain't get a chance to set up shit. So, we spark a blunt. We come outside after the blunt is over with. He go out first to make sure I'm good out there. So, I'm like, all right, bet, cool. So, I cross the street, walk back to the park, back up the Grove Street to the building. So, I go in the back, I'm in the side doing shit. I'm in the building now. I'm in the basement. I jump in the elevator, come back upstairs. And boom. As I'm coming out the elevator, 2 fiends walk in the building. I'm like, what's up? They're like, we need 4. Get him 2, get him 2. Skate it off. So I'm walking to my house now. I left out the building, I'm walking down Grove to William Street. Because I lived on Grove and William. So I'm walking down the street to my house. Same spot where I got locked up the first time, in front of that goddamn store. I live right behind that store. So, well, over the top of the store, rather. So, I'm walking, and I see a crowd, and I see the cops. I'm like, I can't go this way, son. I can't go this way. So I'm thinking, I'm like, all right, boom. I'm going to cut down this block. So I cut down the block before Grove and William. So I cut down that block off of Grove, and I walked down to like Stockton or something like that. And I walked over to William Street and walked up. So I walked around a whole block just to come up so they couldn't see me. Because they was in front of the store. My doorway to my house is on the side, on the William Street side. So I'm walking up William Street. I get to my spot, open the door, and I get up in there, I get in the crib, put everything away, and I come back outside. Came back outside and not thinking too well. I'm standing in front of my door, spark the cigarette up. I'm smoking the cigarette and shit. And I'm like, damn, I need something from the store. My little dumbass walks right back up to the store again. So I walk to the store. I'm not dirty this time, so I'm not worried about nothing. So I go up at the store. I come out. I make that left to turn the corner. And one of the motherfuckers like, hey yo, didn't we just see you on 19 by the store? I'm like, nah, you ain't see me. I had took off my hat. I had a motherfucking scully on. I had took off my hat. He's like, bullshit. You had a hat on. You had the same outfit. Where you had at? I mean, we're talking about me. It's not me. I'm like, yo, come here. I'm like, I'm not dirty, bro. I'm not fucking with you today, bro. I'm out of my business. So I turned the corner and spent off with him. It didn't come right around the corner on me. Come here. Get your ass to get this motherfucker wall. Put me against the wall. Search me. I'm like, I bet you ain't found nothing on me, my nigga. I'm good. Let me go. Well, let me catch you back out for the rest of the day. Nigga, you ain't my parent. What you mean? Don't let me catch me out? I'm grown. At this time, I was like 18, 19 years old. So I go up in the crib. So that was my first mistake right there. Walking off and walking into my building and letting him see exactly where I lived at. Cause now, every time I come outside, he see me, he on some dumb shit. So this was this nigga, Officer Mike. Big nose, short, cocky, short little muff. Him. Everybody in East Orange hated this nigga. Officer Mike. Everybody hated this nigga. He was one of them asshole cops. Beat you up. If you ain't had nothing on you, he'll put something on you, take your money, and lock you up. It was two of them. Boy, Officer Tucker, and there was another one, I forgot his name. But these niggas, this is when I moved up the hill on Park Ave. And I was coming out the store in the corner, and I was standing in front of my house. These niggas pulled up in an unmarked, all black Cougar tinted windows, and they sitting there. I'm sitting there smoking a cigarette. So, as I'm smoking the cigarette, the window rolled down. He's like, hey, come here. And I'm looking, I'm like, oh shit. Police sitting right there this whole fucking time. So I went to go grab my motherfucking bag to go in the house. I'm like, yo, I ain't fucking with you. I'm good. I'm going to the crib. He's like, no, come here, come here, come here, come here. As he's saying, come here, they both jump out the car. Now I had like about maybe 500-600 in my pocket. I just came out the store, got the bag right here in my hand. This nigga talking about he seen me make a sale. I'm loitering. Which one is it? You seen me make a sale on my loitering? Which one? I know I ain't somebody standing from the building because that's loitering. I know. I was just sitting here smoking a cigarette. So he was like, nah, you loitering, you about to get fined for this, you about to get locked up for the night. Yeah. So the nigga ran my pockets. Now this is the first time I came across some crooked ass cops. And it was Tucker, and I can't remember the other cop name, but these niggas drove around. He was part of the jump out team. They used to ride around in this army fatigue truck. They was all down together. But this day, these niggas was in the black Cougar tinted windows. And they always together. And this is the first time I ever ran across some crooked ass cops. Because them niggas took my bread, split that shit up in the front seat between each other, and said, you good, you ain't had no money on you. You ain't got no property. Nigga, yo, I was so mad. The nigga just took my bread and sat in my face and split it between the two of them. Alright, I got that. True, yeah, I got that. Alright. So they take me to the precinct. They booked me for loitering. $500 charge for loitering in front of your own house. Really? That's crazy. So I spent the night in the precinct. Come on the next morning. Mad as hell, broke. These niggas, I'm still hot from niggas. So I just continue the routine. You know what I mean? I'm moving around, doing what I do. You know what I mean? They ain't gonna let that one little episode stop the show. So I'm back out there the next day. Had to recoup that loss. So I'm out there. And I'm racking up charges like cases and shit like as I'm going. But I'm going to court handling them shits. Some I didn't. Some turned to warrants. Shit like that. But I'm handling them so I won't have warrants. So I ain't got to keep looking over my shoulder. I let up maybe one or two slip away. But they was nothing basically but fines. I wasn't worried about that. I wasn't worried about no jail time for that. They was nothing but fines I didn't pay. But the other one I was racking up was drug charges. And I didn't go to court for those shit yet. So I'm like, damn, I'm out on bail on these. Well, the last time I got locked up, I got locked up on, I got locked up at, I got locked up, what the fuck was I at? I think I was on South Clinton and Central Ave. And I had got bagged for some fucking weed. I had got bagged for some weed and shit. I got bagged for some weed and shit, right? And um, I'm right in front of the building. So as I'm in front of the building, they roll up. It's me, my cousin Dominique, and my man G. And they all jump out they all jumped out. And as they jumped out, G had a whole ounce on him and the shit fell down his leg. And he tried to kick it under the car. And they found that shit. So yeah, that shit was crazy, bruh. That shit was really crazy. G ended up getting bagged for a whole half a pound. I got bagged for 30 bags. And they sat me down for that shit. All my charges racked up and shit like that. So I'm like, boom. Alright. I know once I go to court, they're gonna sit me down and they're gonna send me down that motherfucking road. So I might as well just go ahead and handle this shit. I go to the county jail for the first time. And when I go to the county jail for the first time, that shit, I wasn't prepared. I wasn't ready. This was a whole different world. And yeah, that's part two. Tell from the cell. I holla.